Okay. I'm Judith Spence with Citizens of the Pontiac, and we're speaking today with representatives on the 370% Evaluation Taskforce from Alleyn and Cawood. And please, ladies, introduce yourselves, and we're going to explain to folks what the issue is out your way, and including saying the name properly if I've said it, if I've screwed up on the naming your community. Please go ahead.
I'm Sidney Squitti, Councillor for the Municipality of Alleyn and Cawood, also known as Danford Lake. I'm in my 11th year as Councillor. I am a task force member for the 370% Evaluation Taskforce, and I'm a lifelong resident of the municipality.
Welcome.
Hi, my name is Isabelle Cardinal. I'm the Director General of the Municipality of Alleyn and Cawood. I'm in my 12th year right now as DG. And I'm also a member of the Evaluation Task.
Thank you. Can you tell us, this is to help everybody to understand throughout the MRC, in fact, ultimately throughout Quebec, but let's keep it to the MRC and to your municipality and the 18 municipalities of our MRC. So let's keep it to that. And basically, what is the issue that has arisen that has led to the need for a task force? Can you tell us about what happened in your community?
Yes. So we're currently in our 3rd year of the triannual evaluation. So every 3 years, the municipality gets a new evaluation roll deposited for our taxation base. And basically, it's all evaluations are reviewed to have a better reflection of the market, the real estate market. So what happened with us is that we're in our 3rd year and we had a big development on our territory. And over 100 lots sold at triple, even quadruple the municipal evaluation. So we had lots that were $14,000 that were selling well over $40,000.
With a $14,000 lot, are you getting any more money from it, or is it not coming into your taxes?
This is where the situation becomes a little bit tricky with the evaluation increase with a comparative factor of 3.7, which translates to 370% evaluation increase. The potential is there, yes, to increase our revenues via taxation. However, this council has committed to adjusting the mill rate so that residents are not suffering the effects of this 370% increase on their tax bill. So an example of this, if your home is say $100,000, evaluated at $100,000, the new evaluation will be $370,000. You will pay roughly the same amount property tax wise as you were paying on your $100,000 home. That being said, we have no control over school taxes, which will increase. We have no control over capital gains. We're in the country, we're in cottage area. A lot of people, it's their second home. They sell that. The capital gains will be affected by the 3.7 comparative factor. We also are affected at the MRC level for our MRC shares. They're charged at the 3.7 comparative factor. So they have increased.
The shares are your response. The shares are the portion that your municipality owes to the total MRC.
To the total
municipality
MRC.
of 1 out of 18, but your percentage has increased. Your shares, or what's owing from your municipality to the whole of the MRC, has increased by that factor. Yes?
Yes, it has. And the same will happen with the SQ policing shares. So it's great that we are in a position as a municipality right now to keep the mill rate low so that property taxes remain low. However, if we don't fix this issue soon, we won't be able to pay the increased MRC shares, the increased SQ shares, without either cutting services or raising taxes.
Thank you. That's from your point of view as your municipality. And then there's the individual point of view vis-a-vis, they have capital gains because the property values have gone up. So all of a sudden, I mean, I felt that myself. We had to start planning differently how we're going to, give our land over to our children and their inheritance, because do we give it now and then they're going to be stuck with a big capital gains, or do we handle it? That becomes for those cottagers and even those locally, that becomes an issue. And then you said that the taxes, our increase at that 3 point 370% means that they owe more, individuals owe more to the school board in taxes. So it's
Yes.
and the municipality and the individuals, yes?
But
Yeah.
the municipality, we don't charge on based on the comparative factor or taxes. So that are going to be, it's kind of like a process of what's coming next year. It's kind of like an overview, because in 2025, we will be getting our new evaluation role. So the biggest thing is that our ratepayers are afraid that their house is going to go up at 370%. However, the big flaw with the system is that when the evaluators are doing the analysis for year one, properties are being separated into categories. So we have housing, we have cottage, we have forestry, and vacant lots. And our territory is also separated so that if you own a home in Alleyn versus in Cawood, you could have a difference depending on the real estate activity in those areas. However, in year 2 and in year 3 of the preparation of the comparative factor, all of these sales are all in one big category, one big territory, and they do an average of that. So yes, we had a lot of sales in vacant lots, but we didn't see the same real estate activity for cottage or housing. So that's where we need to fix this gap.
Thank you.
And these vacant lots, for the most part, have remained vacant. So there's nothing increased in the value of this land. 1 acre that was empty and sold for $50,000 remains empty. And we are being charged more in our municipal evaluation for the exact same empty lot.
Gotcha. So there's no, at this point, for let's say those 100 homes in your subdivision, you know, people haven't built their $100,000 to $500,000 houses, increasing your potential for, and you want them. We understand we want people to come in, we want the growth, et cetera. That's where income does come from, apart from your fund, other funds you can get. But basically, having these empty lots causes you to have to pay more in your share to the MRC, but you have no more income because the houses have not been built yet. As compared to, again, my experience in Ottawa, when you bought an empty property, a lot, you had to build within 5 years. And so at 3 or 5 years. So you knew that that income was coming in, but these properties can stay vacant. The subdivisions are in your area, but I think you've mentioned also that there have been various investors in various other municipalities, which may lead to other subdivisions, large and small.
Yes.
Same thing will happen elsewhere when they come to their 3-year rollover. There'll be increase in property sales, and the investors have basically made money thus far on their property land, but without buildings going up. So their MRC, their municipality shares will also go up. Is that fair?
Yes, and this
Yes.
is why we are asking the MRC Pontiac to have a bylaw to revise the calculation of the shares to not take into consideration this comparative factor, and to truly base the cost of the shares based on our current municipal evaluation.
Understood. And thank you. That's very, very important. So now people understand that, and I know that we've got 2 minutes left in your interview for today. We can carry on if again, based on the feedback we get from people. First off, there's a petition that's going around, and that's something that there's different levels at which this is going to be addressed. Number 1 will be to the provincial government regarding the process of this evaluation for everybody. That's across the board.
So we're asking Minister Laforêt, and she's the Minister of Municipal Affairs, to review the evaluation process and to remove the impact of the comparative factor in year 2 and 3. So remove the impact on the school tax, like Sidney was saying, on the welcome tax too, because when somebody buys a property, they have to pay welcome tax, and that welcome tax is based on the standardized value. So the standardized value is the current municipal evaluation times your comparative factor. So we're really trying to remove that impact, and this system was done in the 70s, so it's very outdated. I think it's time to have it revised so that other small municipalities like us don't see the same consequences, because development and growth in your community is amazing. Like, we're happy to see it. We're happy to have the new community members join our community and see the growth. However, this was kind of a slap in the face. That was kind of very hard to swallow for our municipality.
It was an unexpected consequence, a growing pain, if you will. However, we are trying to alleviate this growing pain, or the potential of this growing pain, not just for Alleyn and Cawood, not just for the MRC Pontiac, for the province of Quebec in general. There are many, many other small, tiny towns similar to Alleyn and Cawood, in small MRCs, similar to the MRC Pontiac, scattered throughout the province. If this has not hit them yet, it surely will. We're in a housing crisis in Canada. More and more people are moving out of the cities. Cities are expanding. We need room. We need places for people to live.
And baby boomers are retiring, and they're going to want to have a place to retire to.
Many people are moving to the country. So this is not a problem that is going to go away on its own.
Right.
This is something we have to fight, and something we are fighting for at the province.
Congratulations. And really, now that I understand more and more about what is happening to you and the potential, because it's going to happen to all of our municipalities. Apparently, a block gets sort of a block of the MRC municipalities changes their evaluation. So there's a rollover, and we're not all being rolled over at the same time. So you guys are getting hit now. Others will be hit later. And so you're giving us a lead time to try and get this organized and fixed in Quebec City on the legislation side, and with our MRC Pontiac, if I'm understanding, mayors, the Council of Mayors, perhaps.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, the MRC Pontiac is one of 5 MRCs within the province of Quebec that still uses the comparative factor when assessing MRC shares.
What do they do if they're not using this comparative factor? What do there's 104 MRCs, and the other 99, what are they using for is there an equivalent, or is it more equitable?
We have drafted a bylaw, which we did extensive research on these other municipalities, MRCs, and the bylaws that they have in place, which we have presented to the MRC Pontiac and the Council of Mayors. It was well received. We are hoping it will be on the agenda at the September MRC meeting and will be passed then. So Isabelle can speak a little bit more to the technicalities in that bylaw.
So basically what we're asking is, we're just asking the MRC to calculate our share based on our current municipal evaluation. So every year and during the year, we get updates through our taxation database to kind of update our evaluation. So if somebody took a permit, by example, the evaluation department is going to go on site and reevaluate the permit. So if it's a new construction or whatsoever, and then all of this data is being updated in our taxation database. So we're just asking the MRC to use these data instead of the comparative factor. And other MRC, what they do is they charge based on the services that they offer. So some MRC, they have engineer service, and it's kind of what the municipality use is what they're being charged upon. So there's a big variety of ways to calculate the shares. I really wanted to keep it simple, and so it's not confusing for the mayors, and it's something that could be adopted, because we would really like if the MRC would adopt a bylaw before budget preparation, it's coming in the next couple of months, right? Like, we need to have all of our budget adopted by the end of the year. So that's the big push right now for us, is to really have that, so we're not affected in the next budget. And we're really lucky in our municipality, because we actually had ratepayers stand up to the plate, and we created this task force, and we have some very talented people and some people with different background. Like, we have Julie, which is writing all of our communication plans and really keeping us up on date, and that's the background she has. We have Jan, which is an accountant that is very helping us study the numbers. So we're really lucky that we have that. Other communities might not have that opportunity. We do, and we want to take full advantage of it. And that's why we're fighting this hard.
We have a very powerful chair of our task force. She's very motivated to see this issue resolved.
Was she?
And
Sorry.
her name is Angela Giroux.
Thank you.
And she's a powerhouse, as I think all of us task force members are, but we won't
Yes.
toot her too much. But we are very, very fortunate to have the help that we do. And not all municipalities have the people willing to step up and do that, and the people with the necessary skills. We got extremely, extremely lucky, because if we would had to have paid for the services that we have received from Yan, the CPA, and Julie, who has extensive background working on Parliament Hill and things like this, we would be out in the hundreds of thousands, if not at the million point by now.
If it could be done all together, if you could afford it all together, you don't want to go bankrupt.
Exactly. If we could afford it at all. And we've been fortunate enough to get all of this for free.
Well,
so
it's a blessing. And in fact, you guys and all your task force work is actually a blessing for all of us. And we must take advantage, appreciate it, and take advantage of the services that are being donated and contributed by your citizens, who are all citizens of the MRC Pontiac.
yes. Yeah.
So thank you. I know you have to head on out shortly.
Or province-wide. There was one thing I would like to add about the bylaw proposal
Yes.
to the MRC, where Isabelle said that they look at our actual building permits that have been given out and come and evaluate based on that. That gives a true reflection of the growth of the municipality. It's not simply based on land sales or real estate figures. It's based on the actual tangible things within the municipality that can be assessed and evaluated. So it is a true reflection of the value of our municipality, and not a
hypothetical. This is what could be on that land, maybe.
A mathematical equation. It's not based on a mathematical equation where the data is put into a calculator and this is the number you get. It's based on actual, real, tangible things.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. So if the municipality becomes enriched by a lot of people buying in and making beautiful homes or spending the money, bottom line is then your revenues are increasing. We don't mind that. But to have to pay increased shares or revenue to the MRC based on theoretical, that may never happen. This might be land that's sold later on because nobody built or didn't get. Yeah. Okay. So bottom line is right now it's on theoreticals and hypotheticals and could be happening. You're paying a much higher obligation to the MRC than is real, tactile, tangible.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And this is part of our battle.
And I think you've mentioned areas like Otter Lake, different Clarendon, other municipalities may have other tracts of land that have been bought, which potentially are being sold or may be sold in the future for, again, we may be facing this in other municipalities.
Yes, I believe Mansfield has already faced this or is in the process of facing this as well. There's a subdivision there, if I'm not mistaken. I know there is a subdivision in Otter Lake as well. It was advertised subdivided lots for sale. So, I mean, it's coming. Outside of the MRC Pontiac, in the MRC La Vallée de la Gatineau, in Casabajua, there's been several large parcels of land purchased that will be subdivisions, divided and sold. So, I mean, maybe it'll take a year, maybe it'll take 2 years, but it's coming. And we're trying to fight this now, not just for us, not just for our MRC, province-wide. And we need the support of our fellow Pontiacers and our fellow Quebecers.
Is there a minimum number of people you need, minimum number of signatures on the petition in order for action to be taken in Quebec City?
No, we don't have a figure. We were told that 1,000 is good, but our original goal was $5,000 with 5,000 signatures.
Yeah.
I'm in numbers all day usually. So. But what we would like is really if the other municipalities could share our link, could share the link of the petition just to get as much as we can. We're trying to do this like Sidney was saying, for everybody really in the province of Quebec. We're fighting this. We have the resources from our community members helping us pushing this fight. So we would really appreciate just the support. That's the only thing we're asking is signing the petition. It takes not even 2 minutes, and it would do a great deal for us.
The petition, we have the link, and we'll reinsert the link from our Citizens of the Pontiac Facebook page, and we'll do all that we can to help get this information out. And basically, would you keep in touch with us, because September meeting will be coming up with the Council of Mayors, and I suppose that your proposed bylaw or motion will be there.
That is the hope. It was presented. Isabelle and our CPA task force member Yan did the August preliminary meeting and presented the bylaw and explained the back, and it was very well received by the Council of Mayors. So we're really hopeful that it will be on the September agenda and put forward and passed. And I can guarantee that the task force, as well as many residents of Alleyn and Cawood, will be attending that MRC meeting en masse to show our support and show the mayors that we do have the support behind us. So
right on. Congratulations for the work you've been doing. Sleepless nights, a lot of sweating, a lot of sweat equity going into this. Ladies, Councillor, Director DG, thank you so much for sharing with us, so we can actually let other people know that they really have to get onto this. And we'll be glad to carry out any of the notices that you send to us, any requests for something, some action that you need, let us know. Glad to participate any which way we can. All the best to you.
Very much.
Best
Thank you
to
for
you
your
is
time,
best to
Judy.
us.
And please sign and share.
Thanks, ladies.
Thank
Bye
you.
now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.